All right, now that we've had the terminology, we're going to talk about how we can represent these graphs. You have to store the graph in computer memory. Okay, hopefully, we store it in binary tree in memory and linked list in memory. We've got to store this somehow in memory. A graph can be represented in several ways. Two of definitely the most popular are adjacency matrix and adjacency list. Again, there are other ways to do it, but it is you usually will never see those. In fact, it's very common that y'all never see that way of representing a graph your entire life. But because these two are really the most popular ways of doing it, you have the adjacency matrix or matrices and adjacency list. Today we are going to cover the adjacency matrix. Next period we're going to cover the adjacency list. The matrix, or the adjacency matrix, is you have a matrix that represents our two-dimensional n by n matrix where n is the number of vertices, such that every element, well, here they're going to have 0 or 1, and so the adjacency matrix of undirected graph is symmetric. All right, here we go. Let's go do what we have on the board. 1, 2, 3. All right. For some reason, no one gave me 0, so I am now sad about y'all. So we're going to, we're just going to have to deal with it. Is 1 connected to 1? This is a loaded question.
Yes.
Yes. How about 2 connected to 2?
Yes.
3 connected to 3?
Yes.
How about 4 connected to 4?
Yes.
Oh man, that's great, isn't it?
Yes.
Good. Is 1 connected to 2? Or not 1, is 1 adjacent to 2? Sorry. This is the adjacency matrix. Is 1 adjacent to 2? Is 1 adjacent to 3?
Yes.
Is 1 adjacent to 4?
Yes.
Is 2 adjacent to 1? Is 2 adjacent to 3?
No.
No. Is 2 adjacent to 4?
No.
Is 3 adjacent to 1?
No.
Is 3 adjacent to 2?
No.
Is 3 adjacent to 4?
No.
No, wow, adjacent's a loser, or 3 is a loser in this one. Okay. Is 4 adjacent to 1?
No.
4 adjacent to 2?
No.
4 adjacent to 3?
Yes.
All right, there. That's your representation. One representation of a graph. Because you have a full n by n matrix, and all the numbers are the cost. Or not the cost. Are they connected or not? Okay. I despise this representation, so we're going to change it. First off, it doesn't start at 0 like it should. So I'm going to erase this up here. I'll go ahead and put a 1 right here just for the sake of it. We'll make node 0 up here, like there always should be. There. Now, in addition to that, everyone start giving me numbers that are between 5 and 20.
19.
17, 19,
14.2.
14. Let's keep them integers, otherwise sadness will occur.
11.
You can give me the same number if you want to.
11.
17. Same number.
7, 9,
11.
11. Wow, okay. Unique number.
Yeah.
15.
15. Okay, here we go. Now, the way I prefer to use an adjacency matrix, other people, when you're doing mathematical proofs, don't do it this way. But when you're coding it, it's a lot better to code it this way. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, this is going to have a different representation. What is the cost to go from 0 to 0?
Nothing.
Nothing. So it's actually 0. What's the cost to go from 1 to 1?
0.
2 to 2?
0.
3 to 3?
0.
4 to 4.
0.
Okay. what's the cost for on the adjacency? I mean, sorry. First off is 0 and 1 adjacent.
No.
All right. So I'm going to put infinity. 0 and 2 adjacent.
No.
Nope. 0 and 3 adjacent.
Yes.
What's the cost?
17.
Is 0 and 4 adjacent?
Yes.
What's the cost?
11.
Is 1 adjacent to 0?
Yeah. Yes.
What's the cost?
420.
What number goes here?
50. No.
Infinity.
Question.
Oh.
Are they still considered adjacent even though if the arrow is not pointed?
So we're saying that 2 is not adjacent to 1. I mean, I'm sorry. 2 is adjacent to 1, but 1 is not adjacent to 2. See. All right. How about 1? Is 1 adjacent to 3?
Yes.
What's the cost?
7.
1 to 4?
Yes. 11.
11.
No. Infinity.
Infinity. 15. Yep. Two adjacent to 4?
No.
Yeah, so infinity. All right. 3 to 0? 19. 3 to 1? Infinity. All right, hang on a second, guys. Who has not said a number yet? Melina? Okay. How about 3 to 2? Yep, infinity. There we go. And 3 to 4? Infinity. Yeah. Just want to make sure everyone's on following. 4 to 0. Which one?
Infinity.
Yep. That was interesting. Infinity. 4 to 1?
Infinity.
All right. Yep. 4 to 2?
Infinity.
Yep. 4 to 3? 11. All right.
Wait.
4 to 3 is, oh, we have 2 numbers.
Why does that have 2 numbers on it?
It's 20. Let's get rid of that 9. It's 11 to here and then another 9. Oh.
There's a layover there between those.
You're kind of just resting in the top, yes.
So like, why are all those 0 in the middle? Like,
Because if you're at 0, how long does it take you to get to 0? How much time would it take? Yeah, you're already there, so it takes 0 time, is what we're saying. You're already there. So you're at 0, to get to 0 is 0. But if you're at 0 and you're trying to get to 1 directly without taking a path, we're saying infinity, you can't do it. It's really, infinity is just a marker. When you code this up, you'd either use a negative or you'd use int max to represent infinity. You'd have some sentinel to mark infinity here.
Like 10,000.
Well, yeah, if you knew a value would never go above 10,000, then yes. All right. The adjacency list we're not talking about today, or are we? All right, hold on a second, sorry. Okay, we skipped adjacency list. All right, what were we talking about? Okay, so we need to be able to create the graph, clear the graph, make it empty, determine whether the graph is empty, traverse the graph, and be able to print the graph. Ooh. Okay. So we're going to do the adjacency matrix first. All right, we got that over there. Let's start doing some class code. Before I do it, let me pause the